Workforce shortages in Kentucky hospitals are having real-world consequences for patients. What industry leaders and legislators are trying to do to improve the situation. And as the conflict in Gaza continues, officials at colleges and universities are getting tougher with fighting anti-Semitism.
Plus, another weather system is on the way by Monday and Tuesday of next week, timing out those rain chances as Mountain News First at 4 continues.
Mountain News First at 4 continues.
Workforce shortages in Kentucky's hospitals are leading to longer waits for medical treatment and higher costs, and the industry is warning the problem could persist. Mark Vanderhoff reports from Louisville.
We can see help wanted signs everywhere and frustrated customers, but a longer wait at the drive-thru can't be compared to a longer wait in the emergency room.
Right now, there are more than 10,700 vacancies at hospitals across the state, according to the Kentucky Hospital Association. The problem is seen especially with nurses. In 2022, there was a statewide shortage of 6,190 nurses. The shortage is expected to persist, with the industry projecting a shortage of 5,790 nurses in 2035.
For patients, these vacancies mean longer wait times for treatment. For caregivers, it can lead to burnout, and for hospitals, it means higher expenses for labor.
Earlier this year, state lawmakers passed House Bill 200, which creates a scholarship program for students interested in healthcare professions. Now, the industry is hoping lawmakers will fund the program.
That's a matching program, so as hospitals, for example, that already provide scholarships could put this money into the system through the Council on Post-Secondary Education and have state funding come in to match that, so then the dollars go further.
State lawmakers will craft the state's next two-year budget in the upcoming session.
It will be a challenge. It will not be easy. I think realistically it may take us a decade to get to where we need to be, but we can get there because we have a path forward.
The industry already has partnerships with Kentucky's community college system to help address the issue.
I'm committed on behalf of our 16 campuses and nearly 4,000 employees to do what we can.
But overall, the industry says the state needs more capacity to train workers.
We have to make sure that we have enough faculty to teach them. So there's a lot that goes into this.
The Kentucky Hospital Association set up a talent pipeline management program. It's designed for hospitals to build their talent supply chains, which support career opportunities in Kentucky hospitals. The program also recruits talent into hospitals and educational programs. The program's managers say it also identifies and shares regional best practices to support critical jobs needed in hospitals. One Little Fighter in Pike County has the community coming together to show love for Luna. Luna McClanahan was diagnosed with leukemia last month and has been in the hospital since early October, receiving treatment with a long journey ahead. Her parents say they have received nothing but love and support from their Phelps community, with some members organizing a fall festival to help cover the unexpected expenses.
I mean, it's a long little ride in between here and there, but I mean, it's worth it so she gets the treatment that she needs, and Lord willing, she'll be back home with us and cancer-free.
We'll have more about Luna's journey and the fundraiser being hosted tomorrow in her honor, coming up at 6. Former First Lady Rosalynn Carter has entered hospice care at home. This comes 9 months after her husband, former President Jimmy Carter, started hospice care at home. The former First Lady's grandson issued a statement this afternoon. It says Mrs. Carter and President Carter are spending time with each other and the family. The Carter family continues to ask for privacy and remains grateful for the outpouring of love and support. The former president is 99 years old. Mrs. Carter is 96.
We are tracking some soggy weather across the mountains as we close out your work week on Friday, and more showers on the way as we go into this evening as well. Here is a live look at First Alert Pinpoint Doppler. You can see nothing too heavy, but some heavier downpours in some areas that we can take as we go into this evening. Zooming into a few spotty downpours in Knox County, also into Bell and Harlan counties as well. Had a heavier downpour in downtown Hazard not too long ago, and a few more spotty downpours in Breathitt County, also into Magoffin, and same story for Northern Pike County, also into Floyd, also Johnson and Martin counties as well. So again, we are tracking some much needed showers across our region. Here's a live look from the WYMT studios. And you can see as the rain continues to fall, we are cloudy, also still above average. Those temperatures in the middle 60s across the region, up to 64 in Hazard, 67 for Pikeville, and 62 over in Manchester at this hour. But it's Friday, so you know what that means. We have high school football on the schedule as we go into tonight. You may need the umbrella or the rain gear for those tailgating plans. Those temperatures in the upper 50s and lower 60s. Not going to rain all evening long, but those off and on showers are going to be possible. And another weather system on the way by Monday and Tuesday. Those details coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Cameron, thank you. The United Nations has been forced to stop deliveries of food and other necessities to Gaza. Officials say they have been warned of the growing possibility of widespread starvation after internet and telephone services collapsed in the besieged enclave because of a lack of fuel. Israel announced it will allow a very minimal amount of fuel into the besieged territory daily. Meanwhile, some marchers walked to Jerusalem today.
7 of my family members are kidnapped in Gaza. My mother, my sister's husband, and their children, who are 8 and 3 years old. A 3-year-old girl is in Gaza. My aunt and cousin who is 12. How can you put a price on a 3-year-old girl? We need them back now at any price.
The body of another hostage was found today. The second day in a row a hostage was found dead. Israel's Minister of Economy and Industry is warning American universities to crack down on anti-Semitism. That official says tensions have been running high on some college campuses since last month's Hamas terror attack on Israel and in the wake of the Hamas-Israel war. Students have hosted hundreds of protests and counter-protests. The FBI is investigating anti-Semitic threats made at the University of Pennsylvania.
The level of intensity is really high, and I think we need to match it with a level of response that meets the moment. We need to be listening to our students. We need to let them know that they will be safe in our schools, that we're not going to tolerate hate or threats on campus.
Columbia University announced a task force on anti-Semitism on the 1st of November. The school describes it as an ancient form of hatred. The University of Pennsylvania has also announced an action plan against anti-Semitism. Coming up on First at 4, Hyundai and Amazon announced a new partnership, and it involves the voice assistant Alexa.
And you may need the rain gear for those Friday evening plans. Your forecast coming up after this break.